It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a Stone and Wood counterculture beer to show you. We've done a lot of these counterculture beers. Now it's Stone and Wood's kind of like one-off series of beers where they just go a bit crazy. They just go, right, what are we going to brew this month? And I'm very lucky because this is an Australian kind of thing. It's not a British thing, it's Australian. But some of you see a lot of these counterculture beers on the channel, and that's because it's been sent by a good friend, Travis in Australia. Just absolutely incredible to be able to send these beers over with some big boy beer stick chorizos as well. We'll be showing you that with the beer. We're going to do a bit of a Irish cream stout, 7% ABV. 500 milliliter can. It's called Iron, and we're going to pair it with a big boy beer stick, brewed on Bundjalung County. Right, without further ado, let's not mess about with this. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. You can see a lot of condensation on the can. It's been out the fridge about half an hour, so I would say perfect temperature for this stout. Here we go then. So this is a Australian's take on what an Irish stout should be. And what I like about the Australians' take on this is that they've gone, yeah, Irish cream stout, 7% ABV. Let's not mess about. Let's not mess about. Let's get that ABV up there. Looking good, mind. Looking good. We've got a one finger tan coloured head. Looks really exciting, this. Good levels of carbonation as the beer rolls up the side. It's a jet black beer in the glass. Looks really good. Really, really lovely. Let's get the aroma. First of all, is there any sediment? No. I would say it's not a can conditioned beer. There's no sediment in there, but you're not going to get any light bleeding through the glass either. It's jet black. Aroma, oh, that smells good. That smells really good. Irish cream stout. The aroma is like galaxy chocolate. Like a galaxy chocolate bar if you were going to stick that under your nose. Oh, it's really milky, kind of lactosey, milky, creamy, fresh cream, rich, a little bit of bitter dark chocolate, a little bit of milk chocolate. Oh my goodness me, Trav. Now, Trav sends me videos where he has a couple of beers. He's got this fantastic, like, wonderful. I mean, I'm trying to do the same thing out here. I've not mentioned it in a while, but Trav's got this wonderful area. This he's built himself like this steel cabin with, you know, he's got all his beers out there. He's got his TVs for his sport, fridges for his beer. He's got his truck in there, and it's just a really, really cool place to hang out. It really is. He's got a pot-belly stove out there. It's a really cool place, and I can imagine Trav out there on an Australian night, you know, having one of these Irish cream stouts, thinking, Simon over there in Wales are like that. So, cheers to Trav. Thanks for sending. Ooh, milk stout. It's very sweet. it's a very sweet milk stout. It really is. Lots of sweetness, lots of that lactose, nice creamy mouthfeel. You would never believe in a million years that it was 7% ABV. It's a really, really drinkable beer. Little bit of bitterness coming through, just to balance off that sweetness a little bit. But yeah, I mean, not bad. If I'm perfectly honest, and that's why you're all here, that's why you're watching, I mean, I'm going to have to review it as an Irish cream stout, but personally, on a personal level, I'm much more of a traditional bitter. I like my stouts to be bitter. I like that kind of lots of malt flavour. I like lots and lots of that kind of bitter, dark, roasty, toasty flavours coming through. And I think that they've gone along the lines with this beer of course, creating an Irish cream stout. So it's very creamy, it's very rich, it's very sweet. Lots and lots of people will love this beer. More people will like this sweet Irish stout than they will traditional bitter, biscuity, roasty, toasty flavours in the stout. And I think that's the point. The point is that's where the market's probably going, because that's what people want. And I can only give my personal opinion on the beer. I can only mention what I, on a personal level, I would prefer something a little bit deeper and kind of like, can't call it darker. It's a very dark looking beer, isn't it? It's jet black. But I mean, more roasty, more toasty, a lot more of that kind of roasted malt flavour coming through in the flavour, rather than kind of a lot of milky, sweet, kind of lactosey like flavours. Yeah, I'm ready to give my rating. I am ready to give my rating on that. but not before we get into this big boy beer stick, Chorizo. It's by Wintulichs. Wintulichs. Oh, that's the most difficult word in the world to say, that is. Wintulichs Smallgoods. There it is. 50 grams of chorizo. There it is. Whoa. I'm telling you right now, as soon as I broke that open, the whole room here just filled with the smell of chorizo. Oh, just that lovely Spanish, spicy, peppery, saucy. Let's get in. Cheers, everyone. Now then, that is so good. Pork, juicy fats coming through. Just amazing. Just amazing. I mean, it's very funny. It's funny in the fact that you can go to Poland or Germany, Australia, America, most of Europe, Spain, France, and they're all eating cured dried meats with their beer. I brewed a beer in Norway, and when I brewed the beer, we sat down on the mash rest, that hour where the beer's sitting and collecting all the sugars out of the malt. Sat there for 55 minutes on the mash rest, and one of the brewer's assistants come out with a timber board with sliced wild boar sausage that had been aged, and we were drinking beer and we were all tucking into this wild boar, and it was the most amazing experience ever. And I must admit, when I first started to try these meats, I was a little bit skeptical. I was a little bit like, but honestly, now, like years later, eating these meats with beer is probably the best experience. It's better than potato crisp. I used to love nothing more than a ready salted potato crisp with some beer. Now for me, I've kind of like almost kind of blown past that and gone, hey, it's all about those fantastic meats, the dried meats, the cured meats with your beer. It's just an amazing thing. It works so well. But for whatever reason, it's not really ever taken off in the UK. The closest thing the UK has got to eating dried meats with their beer is a pepperoni stick. I don't know why it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the crisp companies over advertising on the television and people are buying crisps and eating crisps with their beer. Crisps and beer is great. I've grown up with crisps and beer. But, I wish there was a big dried meat company out there that kind of like was the Pepsi of dried meats. It would be so good. It would be so good because then there would be adverts on the telly about dried meats and beer. I don't know why it's ever not taken on in the UK. It hasn't taken on in the UK. It really should take. Even the old dog's just jumped off his chair and he's like, I'm going to waltz my way over to this chorizo stick. It smells great. Honestly, the combination here, the combination of this chorizo stick, and the beer, there's nothing quite like it. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Took me a while, but I'm fully on board. I am fully on board with meat and beer. So I'm ready to rate it. The beer, although it's not 100% my cup of tea, I prefer a bitter stout, roasty toasty stout. I would say it will work for somebody that likes a sweeter stout. So the beer for me gets an 8 out of 10. It works as an Irish cream stout. Star of the show on a personal level, the star of the show for me is this chorizo beer stick. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that is so good. I'm going to go and sit on the sofa now eating that beer stick, and the dog's going to be sitting there with his nose up in the air looking at me. I might break him off a little bit and throw him a bit, you know. But the beer stick's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for the beer stick. Thank you so very much to Trav for sending. Thanks very much for watching. Pardon me. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.